Alright, we got some more Elden Ring info via the official Twitter account. This info was delivered to us via the medium of a sort of slideshow series of images accompanied by some text explaining each point. The first slide talks about the importance of defeating enemy groups. Doing so refills the number of flasks of a specific type in your possession, but not all of the different flask types you may be carrying. No. Every enemy group will only replenish a specific type of flask at any given time. So for example, if you would like to refill your flask of Crimson Tears stash, these restore health. By the way, you defeat a different enemy group than if you were looking to replenish your flasks of Wondrous Physique. That's physics spelled with a CK, by the way. Very fancy stuff, very high fantasy of you Elden Ring. The Elden Ring wiki also states on the Flask of Wondrous Physique page that resting at a site of grace will replenish this particular flask as well. I think it's in the actual item description from what I can tell. Remember, you may not get all of the flasks back at once either. This is also dependent on the enemy group type defeated, but it at least seems that resting at the site of grace will fill up all of your Wondrous Physique flasks, and I think it goes without saying. But the tweet mentions you can't have more flasks than your current limit, you greedy bastards. Next slide. This one is focused on multiplayer, specifically the interactions available within the in-game multiplayer menu. Things like using multiplayer-related items and setting up your very own special group password, which ensures you only play with who you want to play with. People who share the same password, like your best friend Alan and not that asshole Kevin. God, I hate that guy. In addition to being able to play with password sharers, you'll also see everyone's bloodstains and messages. This makes everyone involved feel like they're part of a super secret treehouse club. Let's skip the third slide for now and move on to the fourth, which also focuses on multiplayer. There are three main types of multiplayer sessions: co-op, competitive or PvP, and invasions. And this slide serves just to remind you that you'll need specific items to actually take part in these multiplayer modes. For example, according to the Elden Ring wiki again, thank you trusted source of information, wearing the blue cipher ring basically puts you in the position of being ready to answer a call from another player when they're in need of a handsome rescuer. Or use the tarnished furled finger to create a summon sign, instigating a co-op session. Thanks for the info once again, Mr. Elden Ring Wiki, sir. I can't thank you enough. The final slide talks about summoning spirits. These are collectible aids for tricky combat situations you'll find yourself in during single-player or offline sessions. Spirits are unusable during multiplayer, and the way these spirits are summoned are through Spirit Caller's Ash. Once you get your hands on one of these items, you'll be able to call upon this specific spirit to assist you during specific battles. Thankfully, the game limits you to only having one spirit out at any given time, and only within designated areas. If you move away from the area, the spirits will disappear. You can also only summon a spirit once every battle or combat encounter, so these summons aren't completely overpowered, although based on the new early network test footage coming out, they do look quite powerful enough to at least have me raise my eyebrows in very mild concern that there may need to be some fine-tuning going on there. And last but not least, these summons will consume your focus points, or FP, upon use. So if you want to be the real Pokemon master like Ash out there in the lands between, you're going to need to heavily invest in that precious intelligence stat of yours, as that gives you more FP to spend. And that's all the Elden Ring info I have for now. Like I said, over the next couple of days, the amount of footage floating around the internet is going to rapidly escalate in quantity. So keep your eyes out for that. There's plenty out there ready from the usual reputable channels. And until next time, I'm gonna go try these goddamn GTA remasters. Wish me luck.